Right, on Painting Saturday, we're going to make these acrylics work like watercolors. I got a new watercolor brush just the other day. For some reason, I thought I paid $10 for this one, but I ended up paying $22 for this one. Well, Moon Scarab, hopefully you're here. Kind of miss seeing you around. All right, so without much further ado, let's get going. I got something. So what we got here is I got a lot of receptacles of water, lots of water receptacles. So I have 4 here just to make sure that I'm not going to be cross-contaminating like whites and stuff like that. And so we're going to start in with this reflex yellow. And I'm going to do a ocean sunset. And we want it to give it, we'll just put this one water over here. So I got 4 little containers for water. And make sure it's not too watery, but enough that and we're just working it so it'll be kind of like, I'm going to put the sun over in this region, maybe like that. And this is primary yellow. I finally got some primary yellow in the Amsterdam, so these are all Amsterdam paints except for this one and that one. Yeah, well, Ramon, if you email me, because I know I tried emailing you, but I think that since my email address is for the show is my old channel name, which is the 999 show, and yeah, and then just email me your address and I'll ship it to you after Thanksgiving. I have a card order that I'm working on trying to finish. I have 30 cards that I need to try to get done by Tuesday, but it's not going to happen. And it'll be the person paid. And so this is like one of my new card designs that I'm dealing with is this one. Yeah, it has good pigmentation. Let me just show you one. This is what this one's going to look something like. And so this is letting acrylics run like watercolors. And then it has a varnish on the top of it here. And so that's kind of, my design is sort of the Oregon coast. Yeah. So yeah, they have good. I'm doing mostly Christmas cards, but for my friend up in Seattle, but she likes the Christmas cards. I personally am not a fan of doing Christmas cards. However, I have bent a lot, and so these are the colors we're dealing with: is titanium white, reflex yellow, primary yellow, yellow oxide or yellow ochre, and that is Aziliron crimson. Aziliron crimson, because it comes up to brown much better than, and then this is reflex red or reflex rose. This is a transparent magnesium blue hue. And then this is primary red or primary blue, and then of course there's black. And so kind of a fiery sunset. Welcome, Kennedy. Welcome. We are delving into good energies and not not negative energies at all. I don't want to indulge any negative energies tonight. There's a lot of negative energy around, and I am not going there at all. Yeah, you know what? What I'm going to do, Ramon, is I'm going to split this channel. I'm going to split this channel, and I'm thinking I'm going to revert the channel name on this thing back to its original name, and then I have another channel name. I'm going to leave the handle exactly the same. I'm not changing the handle name, but you know, and Painted Oracle, because yeah, I was actually wanting to see if I could do let's put this down here, this yellow down here, and then we're going to add in some of this Alizarin Crimson, but I'm going to run it with a different brush. Oh, that's still good. All right. I've had these paints, some of them under cellophane for the last, since Wednesday? Yeah, since Wednesday. And that's Wednesday, that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that's 3 days, and so they've stayed okay. So we're going to run some of this in here, a lot more water. So get it into this zone here. I want this color though. Oh, is that color like, yeah, it is. I need to add some water. I wonder if I can awaken it. No, I guess I can't awaken it. So we're just going to add some more down onto it. Like 40 or 50 of them. Let's get this color, get it to run like watercolors. Oh, this is my maiden voyage on this brand new brush here. Yeah. I like this color. And so by adding enough water to your acrylics, you can make them behave exactly like watercolors. And so like this. And I just put this stuff in here. I think I want to come over here and make a make a purple color. Make it with this. Here we go. It's a nice purple. Okay. Kind of just put this in here. I'm going to get all the nice colors of the sun. I'm going to add into it the Alizarin Crimson just to change its tone a little bit, coming up over here. Yes, nice positive energy tonight. Gonna stay away from the old holiday blues. So many of these holidays are supposed to be joyous, but why do they not always feel that way. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure that everybody has, not, well, some people, you know, they don't let anything get in the way of their holiday joy. I'm going to come back and, so go back into the yellowy colors. I think I'm going to go use my hair dryer here and dry this up a bit. Okay, we're gonna be. It's almost dry. Oh, crappo wappo! I didn't want that to happen. I've rubbed the paint right off of it. So I'm gonna mute the camera. All right, a little blow drying here. Kind of even these colors out. You know, it's going to be adding some layers, a lot of layers of color here. Just to give it enough in here that makes it get a sense that, you know, I'm not really looking for reality, but what I am looking for is depth. The depth in the field of vision. That is something that I am totally looking to achieve here. So, and the template image I have in my mind is actually Oregon Coast. And yeah, so it's Oregon Coast. And we're over here with this color. I'm going to come in and just use some of the blue over here. And this is the magnesium hue. Trying to make those colors as like transparent as possible. So the transparent colors, so that when you have just layers upon layers of the transparent colors, it does add the depth that you need in order to have a image or a picture where it seems like it just goes forever and ever and ever. Coming down here, across the bottom. So we have it's a real dynamic sunset. And I'm going to go back in to I'm going to take some of this white, titanium white, and we're going to mix it up a bit. I think I need to move this around like that, yeah. I'm going to put it over here. So if we have time, we'll do two pictures here, two images. And coming in here, this is sort of a yellowy, creamy color. Kind of a whitish, creamy color here. To make sure that we don't want is for anything to turn green here. I do not want green in my sunset. That's the one color I do not want in it, is green. over here with some more of this. That kind of a come up here. Just a little bit like this around there. It's very quiet now. It's quiet inside my mind. Okay. I'm going to add some straight up and down white onto my painting. Straight undiluted white for the most part. Well, hello, Crazy Ender. Welcome. I was getting kind of lonely in here. So I'm going to put this white in here, a little bit of white in here, some different areas in here, some white. We'll be coming back over it with some more of the same colors, just to get that depth. What we're looking for is how much depth can I get on this after adding multiple layers of transparent colors. Seems to be kind of quiet tonight before the holidays. We got Thanksgiving holiday coming up. Gonna put some just undilute white on here. I guess you'll find out. Once you just have to watch. It'll start to become apparent here just as soon as what does it look like so far? What does it look like so far, Crazy Ender? It's a whole bunch of color. That's what we got going on here. All right, now I'll come back into this one. And we will take this color. We're just loading it up with a lot of water. So we're pretending that these, we're pretending that, I got a hair here. It must be one of my hairs it's really long because my hair is getting pretty long. We're pretending that these are watercolors, and because you can use your acrylics as if they were watercolors. I'm going to put this up here and up on the top here. Some colors down here like that. And it kind of has like a... Michael? Is it Sky? Your name, Michael, whose name is Sky? Yeah, I remember you. I was going to say that. Gordon Sky. I remembered your name was Sky. Yeah, I remember your name. That's right, Crazy Ender. We're not quite at the beach part yet. We're at the sky. Right now, we are in the sky. And I gotta get this. It's like my last brown hair that just fall out because all the rest of my hair is like gray. So yeah. So I'm going to get this to move on over like that. And we'll go, I'm going to get the hair dryer out again. 2025, huh? On January 20th, 2025, yeah. I'm going to have a brain scan probably in 2025. I want to scan my brain. Okay, I'm going to be running this hair dryer in a second, so I'm not going to blast your ear out. I'm going to hit the, damn, the air, the air is not really, it just sort of blows everything around. It's 11:30 for you, so I started, so it's like 9:30 for me. Everything fell down, all my cards and everything. Oh well, we'll get them. We know that it's painting Saturday night, and so we are coming back in, and we got to go to bed now. All right. I'm going to be back around 1 o'clock tomorrow, providing nothing goes wrong. Wait. I wasn't. I'm mixing my brushes up. I'm feel kind of quiet tonight. I was going through my stuff looking for things I have in storage. I've been looking for my Catholic Bible. I can't seem to find it. And didn't want to put those colors together. I'm getting confused. I'm dazed and confused. Yellow. More water. More water. More water. Coming over here because it's a nice primary. Thin layers of color. The more thin layers of color you have, even if it's the same colors over and over again, the more complexity and the more depth your painting will have. Hopefully that's not going to turn green. But we're kind of blending these colors a bit. Blending. Brianna, welcome. Yeah, your Catholic Bible. I don't know. I put it away someplace when I moved back to the house that I grew up in. I moved back to this place in 2011, and I haven't seen my Catholic Bible since 2011. I went hunting for it again today, and the other book I haven't found is my Gospel of Thomas. This is a different one, but I have a really good copy of the Gospel, a hardbound copy of the Gospel of Thomas And I was looking for that one as well. So it's just like I have all these Bible study books. I found a lot of them. I know a lot of them are, but anyways, it's not like I'm doing Bible studies, but it's what it is. Gonna put this bright yellow in here. Reflex yellow. Reflex that is reflective. And so how are things in your part of the world, Brianna? I think it's starting to get that look, like that in-depth look, like it's. I'm going to do just a little bit more of these. Yeah, no kidding, they certainly do. They get misplaced, all right. But also it was at that time in my life I was just like ready to give up on religion altogether too. I mean, I still kind of have given up on. I mean, I like certain things about the church, but I don't know that I haven't really bought in everything. I did buy everything at one time, but you move on with your lives, and I remember this like yeah, it's the rainy season here too. It's the rainy season here as well. But I remember this when I was going through the rite of Christian initiation for adults. I went through it like 2 years in a row because the nun wouldn't let me in and to be confirmed the first time because I still had too many ties to the Lutheran Church, and so she wouldn't allow me to be confirmed, and until I wrote this letter, I had to write this letter renouncing my prior you know which I didn't really want to do because I was like there were other people at that Catholic church that had dual memberships to Protestant churches, and I, but she wouldn't let me. She wouldn't let me get confirmed unless I did that. I renounced that church and had to write this letter. I wasn't like mean or anything, but I didn't like having to do that. And and so anyways, that was something. And let's see, I'm gonna bring the hair dryer out again and rapid dry this. I should just get a heat gun, right? I'm gonna hit the mute button. Yeah, yeah. Catholics can be really strict. I'm not very strict at all, but I'm gonna hit the mute button so I don't blast you guys out with the hair dryer noise. Yeah, yeah. Strict Catholics. That's right. Well, they used to be even more strict than they are today, and but I never actually followed the fast days or the I did do confession, but I haven't sat in. I haven't been in a confession booth since like 2011. Yeah, 2000. Yeah, it was in 2011. I think I was kind of a bad Catholic in that sense that it was sort of like this was something I was supposed to do, and um, and it I don't know, but prior to even becoming a Catholic, I had Catholic guilt, so I think I'm starting to let go of that Catholic guilt thing too. It's So I'm thinking that's getting pretty close. It's got a lot of different layers of. Okay, your lessons took a lot longer because you were a single mom. Yeah. Yeah. My oldest niece is a single mom. And yeah, it's hard. She's a sales she works in sales, and so it's and she's does traveling sales, and so she's a long ways away most of the time. I'm gonna put some of this purple back in here. Let's see if we can put some up here. And I'll probably come back in over this and make some clouds. Yeah. I might. Let's see. Maybe we'll do that. I'm gonna put a tad bit of gray in, just a little bit of gray in here. And we can mix it down a little bit. We'll add some of this purple. Yeah, let's do that. We'll add that purple right in there. And this will be like a foundation for adding some clouds and some other clouds on the top here. And so we'll come back in and put some clouds in, and a little bit later up here, maybe up here a little bit. There. Okay. That's all I'm going to do for the skyline, and so we're going to go and build. Yeah, well, she's in her mid-30s, and she's all the time, and then all the time wanting a man around, and um and her child is, I think, was she 7 or 8? She was like born with cancer, and so she was in and out of the hospital for the first part of her life, first 3 years, 3 4 years of her life, and yeah, but it's hard, when you're in your 30s, and you really just want to mate up. You want to mate up really bad, and you know, I mean, I stopped. I kind of stopped wanting to mate up. God, when it was like somewhere after 40, somewhere around after 40 is when I still kind of think about it, but it's not like a big, huge driving thing, that I'm driving. I want to be married or something like that. Not not like it was in my 20s or 30s. I mean, it was really bad. But but you know, that's the way it was. Or even when I was in my teens. And so we're going to put a haystack rock in up here. And maybe we'll kind of have it with like a hole in it so you can see kind of big rock coming right out. And I'm gonna just put the rock in there, and it'll be kind of nice, kind of a magic here if it has a big hole in it. So like there's a these haystack rocks. My understanding is yeah, mine is that they were once part of the shoreline, but then you know as everything changes and things break away, and I'm gonna come bring it on down here. Kind of using the flat of the brush in order to get this sense of shape of this piece of land that's jutting out of the sea. Yeah. But you know when you are wanting companionship, but if you always are like ending up with the same type of person, you know, because oftentimes that's just the way it happens. You you go from person to person, and if you get like trapped in this loop where everybody you're with is like a bum, it's like you know you get to a point where it's like why bother? Why bother trying to mate up if everyone you're with is just a bum? And okay, so we're gonna put another little rock clear over here. Maybe it's just some different shapes here. Little one here, and then yeah, and then we'll put one here. Kind of give it. It's gonna come up a bit forward, so it's in kind of forward here. This one's off in the distance. Yeah. At my age, I'm not really. Well, you know, I'm taking care of my mom, and it's just like I don't really have time. I don't have time for romance. I don't have time for that. I'm gonna put this over here. Kind of off into the the distance. Yeah, well, I do these same designs over and over again, Brianna. This is a new design, and this is not the first time I've done it. I've done it. I think this is the sixth time just this week, and I do those designs over and over again because um, they're never no two are exactly the same. You didn't have a lot of free time until your daughter was 18, yeah. Yeah. So who's that young man that you're with when you do, is that your husband, the one you when you do your videos and your fishing videos and adventures? Is that young man that you're with? Okay, that's your husband, yeah. What is he like? Is he like 10 years younger than you? Because he looks, I mean, you look young too. I know that you are about my age. I know that. But, you know, because you mentioned that you were my age. But yeah, yeah, you don't have to say how much younger. You don't I just you don't have to do that. That's not I'm not asking for that. And and since it's silhouetted, I don't necessarily need to have too much detail as far as can make it. I just want to get this red out of it a bit. 12 years younger. Yeah, you're like a cougar, aren't you? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, my last girlfriend was older. She was older than me, and but I was stupid. I was actually really stupid about that. Even in like at 40, I was stupid and letting my ego get in, ego rule too much, and with the thinking because she was she was like 4 or 5 years older than me, and um and she was a lawyer, and I was just like I was working as a bookkeeper. I kind of let those things that don't really matter, um things that don't matter interrupt the relationship. And so I was so self-conscious of the fact that I didn't make very much money, and so I drove her away. And it's like, what difference does it make what somebody does for a living? I mean, she didn't care what I did, and she didn't care that I made a whole lot less than she did either. But for some reason, I got ahead about me with that stuff, and let it just destroy the relationship, and it was like really stupid. And it's like she she like she would do things, go because she would go to shows with me, go to concerts. I never She was the only woman that ever went to um heavy metal concerts with me, and 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 then she also, 'cause I met her at a dance. I met her at a waltz, because we go waltzing. She didn't contra dance, but I do contra dancing. I haven't done it for a while because out in the country where I live, it's the nearest contra dance venue is like, it's what, 50 miles away one way, and but there he goes. That looks pretty good here. And you're right. You're right. They do. And the thing about it, the thing I was just thinking about this whole thing, Brianna, today, about how the whole difference between like traditional society, and if we look at traditional society, who does all the work in a traditional society? I mean, who does all the work? I mean, all the work, if you go look in tribal peoples, the people who do all the work is the women. The women do all the damn work in a society. They take care of children, and they take care of the whole, you know, everything, how a community, a tribe, a village, how they for the functionality of yeah, and so it's still true today that women do they do like 90% of the work, and rarely do women get compensated for the fact that they do 90% of the work, and men do about 10% of the work. And maybe and then sometimes they go off to war, and I need to work on this rock here. I'm going to work on it a little bit later. Yeah, women do everything at home, and they do everything to keep a society functioning and moving along. And so we're going to go in and start building the rest of it. Yeah. And then men get all bent, and then in this modern age, men get all bent out of shape because of some of these things. They get all bent out of shape because why? They can't do these heavy jobs or something like that. I'm gonna put this crimson down in here. I'm gonna block in the colors. There's gonna be no shore in this, so we're not worrying about, because of the small nature of this, we're not gonna at all worry about putting waves in or anything like that. We might make the kind of the semblance of waves, and no beach or anything like that. So, but yeah. I think of like cavemen. What did cavemen do? I mean, their women did all the work. They would go out and do a little hunting, and then they spent their time like telling stories and sitting around the fire and doing stuff like that. And I think that's that's the way it seems, doesn't it? I'm gonna add in this color here. Yes, you're right. And men do heavy jobs. There are the heavy jobs that require body strength, and men do those. And throwing up, doing mining, or doing working a quarry and busting rocks and stuff like that. And then granted, women do make good soldiers. I mean, Israel has proved that, and the United States, I mean, has a lot of women soldiers too that go into combat zones. I think that there's nothing there that they have a lot of heart and can provide, and then women make they make better fighter pilots than men do, because their bodies can handle the G forces better than men can. But they hardly ever get those jobs. I think there are I think there are some women who are fighter pilots. I don't know. I'm sure there are. Put all these nice colors in here. Yeah, here too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, women make good soldiers. I mean, and women are just as smart, if not even smarter than men. Well, I mean, men and women are smarter. They're smart in different ways. You know, we have our own smarts and so forth. I'm gonna turn the this thing on again, and I want to because I want to apply. I'm gonna apply another layer of different color. I don't want things to turn green. All right, hold on a second. Yeah, the women pilots. When they're the small stature, it makes them better for handling those high gravitational forces. That's at least I read. I remember reading that several years ago. I haven't really kept up too much on things like that because it's um, that doesn't really interest me like it did when I was younger. I mean, weapons and things like that are that I don't find the least bit interesting, or even things that I really want to spend my energy on thinking about, or I mean, do have a hunting rifle, a couple hunting rifles, but I don't really hunt anymore, and I just have a hard time. I have a hard time with the whole. I have a hard time with killing creatures. It really kind of bothers me, so I tend to not do hunting. However, I have no such problems when it comes to mice and getting rid of mice in the house. If they come into the house, they get trapped, and don't have any issues with mice in that fashion. Coming up over here, some different colors to make the waterline look better. I do have to add a whole bunch of colors on here. Have a little bit of these colors, and then yeah, it's just kind of interesting how the difference. I mean, as far as like in certain things, boys and girls, and younger, things that young boys are more interested in things like guns and so forth, and I'm sure that must be like yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? Yeah, that's it. Because I just I see like I see those little creatures like the little dog. I mean, and you start to see their personalities, and thinking, oh my God, these are our brothers and sisters. I mean, if we were like aliens or looking into this Earth from another place, I think we would totally look at look at everyone as being kind of like related or the same. We probably wouldn't see human beings as, yeah, I don't think they would see one species as being more stronger or better. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. But it's like I kind of like think that if there were aliens, watching over us, they probably see the plants and animals in the same light that they see us. Hmm. So I've got some different. It's got some different zones in here of light and dark. I'm gonna bring things up a shade here. Let's see, how is this over here? I think I'm gonna come in and do some white in here. Oh, I had black in that. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna come back over here with this. Maybe we'll add some gray tones to it as well. Just a little, some zones there. Yes, Brianna, it is. It is. It's just a bit after 10 p.m. right now. Actually started on time tonight. I started on time, and usually I actually sometimes end up starting a little bit late, but tonight I didn't start late at all. I started on time, and yeah, I'm very glad that you're here tonight. It's been a long time since you came into my stream, and kind of adding some different layers of some white down. You can come back in. Frank, who's okay? Yeah. Actually, my name is Bill, but you can do that. Hmm. Oh, Frank, I see there. Hello, Frank. Yeah, welcome. Berna. Yeah. Pretty name. So we're just kind of working on this little snapshot of nature. I'm kind of gonna move this in here, and that way I can do some lighter colors back in here. So we have some lighter colors going on top of white, kind of in here. Kind of make it look like it's, yeah, it is coming along. It's gonna be done here in the next like 15 minutes or so. I just have to work on this rock here and this rock a little bit better. And I'm gonna add some white over here, and then we're gonna paint over it with a different color, so it'll be. I'll add some of that crimson over here, so it'll make it more orangey in this zone over here. A little bit like this, make it more kind of a And we'll do one, when it's all done, I'll do one last layer of just a little bit of white to make it think like there might be some waves out there. This is sort of a color. I'm just laying it down so I can add more layers on top of what I already have. So these zones are going to just remain in these kind of color things. And I just got to finish the rocks. And well, Frank, I buy all my art supplies at a art store that is in my area. So I rarely will buy any art supplies online, and so I like to actually go into a store and look at things before I buy them. Kind of like the same as like when I used to. Oh, I hit the camera with my foot, and kind of like when I used to play guitar and so forth. I kind of I did that too. I'm going to add some white over here to give some a little extra texture on. I'm going to go add some more black on that. You know, you can't order you can order musical instruments online. I've actually ordered them out of catalogs before. Stuff like when I was playing electric guitar, it would be pickups and stuff. But I never ordered a. Yes, sir, I did. I stopped playing probably like 2009, I think it was. 2010. I don't remember why. I just did. But I still have all my guitars. I have like all my guitars. I have all the instruments, musical instruments, and because I've sold instruments, I've sold guitars several times in my life, and each time I've sold a guitar, I've ended up starting to play again, and so this last time I decided that I wasn't going to sell any of my instruments ever again, and just going to keep them. I have an acoustic guitar, steel string acoustic, and a Epiphone SG electric guitar. It's red. I don't have any really. I don't have a real good amp. But I still have a little mini amp. I have two little mini amps and then a bunch of effects. Oh, I don't know. I started playing music a long time ago, Berna, and I mean, what was it? Piano when I was a kid, and then I in band. I played trumpet all the way up through high school, and stuff like that, And then and, guitar. But then I stopped. The first time I stopped playing guitar because I was like living with my first roommate, and he was a guitar. He was a in a band and a guitar player and really good. And I felt embarrassed because I wasn't that good, and so I kind of quit playing. And because at that time I was like, when I was playing guitar, I would actually was playing with I was playing with like feedback and effects and delays and so forth, and lo and behold, like 10 years later, I learned that was like some legitimate thing that people do is make music using guitar feedback with volume pedals and delays and things like that. And I was like doing that. I didn't even know that that was something that people did, making music that way. And I was like doing that kind of stuff. But I was just like, it was just sounded neat, and I really liked it. So, but then I felt embarrassed that that was what I was doing when I had a roommate that was, or housemate that was an actual professional musician. So, but that's kind of like in our earlier conversation about why with the last woman that I was with, why I let my ego, you know, get the better of me, and so forth, and so your ego or your vanity, all those kinds of stuff, and so yeah, I guess there's all these patterns and stuff, patterns of behavior that just keep going on and on and on and on. Yeah, on and on and on. It's like that song with Black Sabbath, with when Ronnie James Dio was playing with them, and it was called Heaven and Hell. And some of those lyrics, it goes on and on and on. It's heaven and hell. I got to see Ronnie James Dio in concert before he died too, and was that in 2006 or seven? He died of stomach cancer, and that was cool. That was cool. And then I got to see Black Sabbath twice with Ozzy. Black Sabbath was like my favorite band. Favorite band of Black Sabbath is my favorite band of all time. Um, then followed by yeah, you know what? You're right. 45, yeah. And yeah, because I'm like, what am I? I'm going to be 57 on my next birthday. And so some things are just a lot different. This actually looks pretty cool this way. It has some, um, yeah. I think we're going to leave it like that. Maybe a little bit more gray tones up here. And that's where the sun is, you can see. So maybe it's got some gray up here. A little bit of light on this side. Even though the light's kind of behind, but that's okay. Yeah. What's something that what my dad said is he did, I can't remember what he said. It was about when do you start to get good sense or wisdom or good sense, and I don't know that. I'm still struggling with that. I don't know that I have good sense. I mean, well, I mean, I stopped arguing politics several years ago after my dad died, or trolling people or doing stuff like that, because it's like that's like a huge waste of time. It's wasted energy. But I'm not talking politics on this channel at all. So I'm just saying what I said. don't do that, because it's like it doesn't. It's like arguing about religion. It doesn't. It doesn't do any good, because can you convince somebody to change their religion? No. And why should you? Should you? People. I've been on the receiving end of that so many times. Let's come over here, add this other layer here, so it'll get the different textures. Yeah. And let's just take this whole thing. So when you stop spending a lot of time around other people, yeah. I don't spend a lot of time around people either. It's just my mom in the house and the little dog. And that's it. Okay, and there's my neighbors, and I have good conversations with my neighbors. I like my neighbors. I like all of them. There we go. I think I like that. Might leave some of these areas gray back there, like there's some recesses. And then, yeah. And there's my friends, and I don't get to see them very often. I see them, my childhood friends. Generally anymore, I don't. Yeah. You're just around a couple different people, yeah. And with my childhood friends, I don't really see them. The only time I see them anymore is at like funerals, and that's when I saw like people I went to school with, and one of my classmates who was exactly my age died of cancer a few months ago, and I mean his parents are my neighbors, and and okay, this stuff is dry. So which brush was this? This was the one this one was the yellows. I was making with the yellows. So let's go back over some of these. Yeah. Well, this one here is going to be a Christmas card. This one here is a Christmas card. So, oh yeah, that's right. I was going to do this other thing on it, and because I've seen this in nature a lot too. And so I have one of my Seattle friends has bought 30 Christmas cards from me, and I am this is one of them. This will be one of them, and so this one's going to have a little tree on top there, kind of there, a little forest, maybe another one right here. There you go, a couple little trees. Yeah, it is. Little tree growing on top there. Okay, that's that. Now let's go. So Brianna, I've been doing most of my painting on paper because of storage issues, and so it's much easier to store a painting. It's much easier to store a painting when it's on paper than it is. I'm going to be giving actually a lot of stuff of my paintings away for Christmas. That's one of the things I'm going to do. And then in the new year, I'm still wanting to maybe do an online store, but the election here has really affected my moods. And I wasn't expecting it to do that. But I'm really having a hard time. And so I'm just gonna wait until the new year, just to see things. Usually, like, there's like an art fair that I go and do every year, but it didn't happen this year. There were like some issues with the community center, and yeah, Christmas card. This is what this is. And I'm coming over here. We'll put this yellow in here. All this light on the water surface. It would be nice if I could make a living as an artist. I've wanted to do that, you know. I mean, I would consider if this channel would ever monetize, I would consider that as like a sign that I was able to make a living as an artist. There's everything about, just for me, everything about video work is art. The whole channel, the whole thing of it. Yeah, I like yellow too. The whole thing of content creation for me is art. So that's kind of that would be like a dream come true. And if you can pay your day-to-day expenses off of your talents like that. But you know how it is, Berna, that so much of it's like if you don't start doing art or something like when you are a child, the chances that you can turn it into a career is pretty slim, you know, and it's pretty slim, and so it always ends up into the realm of hobby. And I'm going to put this right on the top here, nice and bright, right back in here. Yeah, I really hope so. I know I'm going to split the channel. I'm going to split the channel in the new year, and I'm going to do the tarot content on another channel, and this one is just going to go into continuing to do more art and so forth. And the algorithm doesn't like the fact that I'm doing all that, doing all those different subjects matters. So, but there's a lot of fear going around in the United States right now, especially with the amount of with the Christian nationalism and people wondering what's going to happen if if what's going to happen, are the Christian nationalists, are we going to lose the freedom of religion? There's a lot of fear in the United States right now just about that whole subject. Now there's a lot of people who aren't afraid because they are like within that realm of it's his career. It is. And that's Yeah, and so I hear, you know, that fear, and that fear of wondering, like, oh gosh, is United States going to go into like are we going to become a theocracy here? Are we like going to go into this realm of like, are people going to get burned at the stake again? You know, I was like, I'm thinking, you know, that's what I think. That's kind of what I think of. Is that what's going to happen? The church is going to be come into control, and will people be killed because they aren't part, or they deviate from the church? I mean, these thoughts that are fears and stuff that are going through my head, and I try not to. I don't want to indulge that stuff because I know it's just a bunch of illusion and a bunch of fantasy, and there's nothing, there's no there, and but I don't know. I know that whatever is going on is for the most part is anti-Islamic. I mean, a lot of that stuff that's going on, just like, and it has gone on before. I mean, the anti-Islamic religion. I don't understand, but I mean, because Judaism and Christianity and Islam are really similar. They come out of the same damn root, you know. The same, the same root. You know, they're you have that Abrahamic, the Abrahamic root of because the father of of Judaism is Abraham, the father, and then the father of Islam is Abraham as well, and at least I think so. I know I never studied Islam, so I don't know for certain, but I do. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, so they got the same roots and all of that, but yet I don't know. I don't get it. 'Cause I don't. I really don't get it. Um, but yeah, like I say, there's just like just a ton of fear right now. I'll put this up here. Some nice clouds that are just high up there. High up clouds. And I see like freedom of religion as being like one of the most greatest things about my country, and where people have that freedom, free to be religious or free to not be religious. Both of those things are just such a blessing. Do I want to do anything else over here? I think I'm gonna do just another layer of some yellow on the kind of up here. But yeah. Yeah, so that's because in your part of the world you got a lot more Islam than there is here in the United States. And I like that. Kind of get this up here. And then we're going to move in with just a little of this yellow. I'm running it on here pretty heavy here. And so we're going to do some different zones of it, of the light and the dark. So it'll kind of feel more like there is waves going on. Yeah. I wasn't going to do that, indulge those things, that energy, that I wasn't really. I was just kind of talking about that, the fear. I don't ever remember having this emotion when we had after elections ever before in the past. Half of Africa is Islam. Yeah. Yeah. Then you have a lot of the Catholics, and then you have how much Pentecostalism or charismatic churches do you have? How prevalent is that? I think I've only been in a charismatic church like once or twice in my life. I mean, it wasn't for me. I didn't like I said in that one video, I like when I do go to my mom is a Lutheran. I grew up in a Lutheran church, and so I do go to a Lutheran church currently, and the one that I grew up in, and it's just fine by me. I know all those people, and you feel comfortable there. You like that fellowship. And so we're going to come over here with this a little bit more like this and some different colors here. I better not do too much here because I'm going to destroy this image if I go and do too much more like this. So I'm almost ready to wrap this thing up. I want to do one other thing here. So I'm going to go back in with this red, this crimson. This crimson, we're going to add in a little bit of that over here, there. These images take me a lot longer to do than I plan. I need to come up with another Christmas card design that's faster. And I think I'm going to work on that tomorrow afternoon at 1 and to see if I can do something, design. I have an idea, and so we're going to work on that at 1 o'clock my time, 1 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. And yeah, so that's my next live stream will be here, and then the next one after that will probably be, I might do one on Thanksgiving evening, but yeah, okay, let's come up and do some more of some blues in here, just to get a little bit more of the blue. And then, yeah, so we'll get a little bit more of that blue in here. Try to get rid of that green color that I have going on here. The green is a color you do see in the ocean. It's a little bit darker though. I think it's got an effect of seeming like there are waves in here. So yeah, well, that's what we're going to do tomorrow afternoon at 1, is we're going to work on, I'm going to build and try to build one more Christmas card design that will be, I can do faster than this. Here we go. We got brought in some more of that, made that more greeny. I didn't want to do that. We're going to put some straight up primary blue on it to come back over it with some white. Okay. All right. I think we're almost done here. And so we're just going to do one other thing. And I want to do this. I want to make sure it works. Let's come back in with the blacky. A little black is going to be kind of a gray and black. I want to put like a boat right in the... Yeah, it is. And you see it more like, depending on the season. When it's more stormy out, you see it then. A little bit more stormy out. I'm going to run and put like a big old boat in here, a big freight boat. So it's like, this here is the boat that Santa Claus is traveling in. So it's like a container ship or something like that. It's bringing Christmas in. This is the boat that Santa Claus is traveling on, coming from there, and Santa boat. Yeah. Yeah, this is Santa boat right here. Maybe it needs to be a bit longer because it's really top heavy. But you know, when you see those container ships, they are just, those things are really, I think we'll make it a little bit longer here. Off in the distance there. Get some white out here, and then we'll add a little bit of colors like that on it. Just a little gray it up so it's because it's further away, and we got more light that's in it. It's more heavily in the light. That is the original. Yeah. Santa rides around the world in a big container ship, going from port to port, delivering trinkets and things made in China, right? In other places. And, yeah. I think China is still the manufacturing hub of the world, isn't it? I know that lots of people in the United States want it to come back to here. And well, it should. We should be manufacturing our own goods in each country. I mean, I believe that. And I put this, it's got this big antenna thing going on. And there we go. China is, yeah. But really, it really should just be that every country should be manufacturing their. Then there I am. I'm getting American, and Americans have this arrogance about them, don't they? About that American arrogance, and I'm trying to not have that, but I know that I do have it, and I know that. Because we're not, we're all the same here, aren't we? We're all brothers and sisters. We all came from the same, similar, original human beings. I mean, maybe we are, we have Neanderthal in us, and we have these other human species, but we all came from the same pot, so to speak. And there's no reason that we just can't, acknowledge the truth of that. And we should be acknowledging that truth. Yeah. Acknowledging that. And I think that as a species, we really, really need to acknowledge that and realize it. I mean, really deep down inside, that we're all one. And granted, we're gonna have squabbles. All one family, we're gonna have squabbles all the time. But I wish there was a different way that we could settle those squabbles rather than like dropping bombs on each other and doing those things that we do, that ugliness of us, of and when I think about this, kind of just, brings tears to my eyes when I think about the fact that we are all one, and we're all one family, all across this wonderful planet that we live on, and this is the only home that we have, and we need to make this home a good home, and we can, instead of trashing our home. And there's enough resources here that all of us could have food and shelter and not, there's no reason we should starve to death. There's no reason for that anyone should starve to death. There's no reason for that. Yeah, there's no reason. It's not, we got different religions, we got different viewpoints and different political ideologies, but, I mean, in the end, there's just us. I mean, that's who we are. It's this one world, one people, one family, with a lot of children, with a lot of different ideas, about what's right and what's wrong. Anyways, that's all I got. Verna, thank you for hanging out with me today. I'm so happy that you are here. And to share this moment with me. And thank you, Frank, for being here. For Ender. Was it Crazy Ender? Yeah, Crazy Ender. And Ramon. Moon Scarab. And Michael Sky. Michael Gordon. Yeah. That's everybody. Wait, no. That's everybody. And my friend Berna. Yeah. And so I'm going to sign off now. Be back. I'm going to be back at, what is it? I'm going to be back in like 12 hours from now? No. 13 hours. I'm going to be back in 13 hours from now I'm going to work on another Christmas card design, and hopefully I can find something that's fast. I need to do something that's fast. Not, because I don't have very many days to fulfill this other Christmas card order, and we'll see you the next time. Thank you, everybody, for your support, for pushing the like and sub button and all of that, if you have, and for those who have already done that. And I will see you tomorrow if you can make it. If not, there's always the next time. Bye-bye.